So this is Alex Wood with the Journal-Inquirer. I'm here with Lillian Tanski, who is a member of Glastonbury's Town Council and one of the sort of initial members of the new Commission on Racial Justice and Equity that's just been sort of formally appointed by the Town Council, though it was created by a resolution last summer. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about forming this commission, or getting its work kicked off at a pretty fraught time in this country in terms of the recent events in Washington and so forth, and wondered if you could address that for us.
Yeah, as you stated, our commission is formed under a resolution signed by the Town Council unanimously this past July. We have just officially been formed by vote of the Town Council on the January 12th meeting. And there could be, in a sense, no better time for a commission like ours, which is focused on ensuring that Glastonbury is meeting the needs of all of our community members, because we recognize that we are the strongest possible community when we work for everyone and when we all work together. And every member of the commission, and I believe our community, really believes that.
So now the commission has 4 areas that it's going to be focusing on. I was wondering if you'd tell us a little bit about those.
Yes, the 4 areas that the commission will be focusing on to begin, and these again are from the Town Council resolution of July, are education, policing, recreation, and affordable housing. I believe that many of those may be obvious focuses for a number of community members. There's been much in the news about policing, for example. Education is such a hot topic item right now, especially in terms of equity and the needs of all community members. And affordable housing has very much been in the forefront of both state news and also the work now statutorily required of towns by the state. I think perhaps the most unusual, maybe for some people, would be recreation. And that comes from a place of observation in our town, and is probably best represented by the Town Council's commitment to the idea of right to belong, which is found in the July resolution. And that recognizes that everyone has a right to enjoying our public, open, and recreational spaces, and to participating in community life, regardless of race or socioeconomic status, and in essence, regardless of their appearances. And that may be a subtler point, but I think it will be powerful and salient for many, and something I'm excited for the Commission to be looking at as well.
Yeah, one statistic I was just sort of struck by recently that I think I heard at a Board of Education meeting is that Glastonbury's student population is something like 30% minority. Is that accurate?
Yes, a lot of people don't see the diversity that already exists in Glastonbury, and where you can really see it is absolutely in the statistics on our students. Whether that's racial diversity, we have a shocking number of primary languages other than English spoken at home, or whether it is socioeconomic diversity. If you look in our student population, about 20%, I believe, at least it was when I was on the Board of Education, of our students qualify for free or reduced lunch. And so Glastonbury is not nearly as homogeneous as some people assume, and we have a whole population of all sorts of people whose needs we have to make sure we're meeting.
And finally, I just wanted to ask you very briefly about your personal background, which is sort of uniquely suits you for this commission. I wondered if you'd tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Clearly, I am white presenting. I am mixed race woman, and I grew up raised by my black mother and grandmother, light-skinned black mother and grandmother, in metropolitan Detroit, which is a very different community. I grew up in a very working class area, and an area where race was very much more on the surface, and the conflicts were very much clearer and more direct, perhaps, than in a town like Glastonbury. But one thing I can say to many of my fellow Glastonbury residents is that the issues that are broiling in our culture and in our country right now are things that are felt deeply to many, and things that we should, in good conscience, in the interest of all of us being able to live our best lives together, we should talk about, and we should address proactively and positively together.
And the one other aspect of your background I wanted to touch on is you're a Republican as well, correct?
I am a Republican, yes. And I see ensuring everyone's right to opportunity and to equal treatment under the law as very much institutionalist, conservative, and American values. I think that looking out for one another and recognizing that we have a wonderful community and body politic, whether it be local or broader, and working together to make sure it works for everyone is absolutely, I believe, in line with being a Republican, with being conservative, and that is, I think, both absolutely consistent and absolutely essential. If we're concerned about the interference of government in one another's lives, it shouldn't be just in our life, but in everyone's.
Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us about this.